Nobody, and I mean nobody, can be in a bad mood when they're eating a popsicle. Afternoon, everybody. Let's go swat some hay, shall we? Okay, I've only drove this twice. See how hard it is to remember how. I'm not liking the clear windows. Alright, let's go see what happens. Well, we were clipping right along. Cameron just called. He needs a refill on seed, so I'll put this project on hold for a moment. I don't like the fact of 10% chance of rain and there's that many clouds in the sky. Yeah, I have a fun. The boys south of us aren't having a fun day. I have a feeling the boys south of us aren't having a good day. I think my brain just had a stroke or something. What the hell was that all about? Anyway, oh god, I hate these seat tenders when they pull just wrong. So with all the rain chances kind of being passed, like I said, today we got a 10% chance. There's some stuff building to the west, but we put off swathing hay as long as we can. We've got to start getting windrows on the ground, get moving through it, because they're talking rain again next weekend. So we've got like 3-4 days here where we can knock out some stuff. But at the same time, we're also pushing really hard to get our corn in the ground because we are running out of time to get that done. So that's why I am stopping swathing to take Cameron's seed so he can keep rolling. We've got 100-ish acres to go, so it's going to be tight, but I think we're going to make it. It's going to be a little different now because I got Cameron loaded. He's back planting. Got to the shop to switch back to this. There was a couple there loading up some small bales. Went over and helped them load their trailer up because, well, it's hot out. And when I got back in this, I forgot to grab my camera. So now you get the phone camera. See if it's better or worse. One thing that's for sure, it's going to get windy. You can see the dirt out on the dry land starting to blow. It tells you how much rain we've had. Dirt's blowing. Pretty good storm over there. So what we gotta watch is that guy. And there's not much on radar yet for what it looks like from here. We need the rain, but when I want to farm, I don't need the rain as bad. Typical farmer, we're never happy. Thankfully, Blanca keeps it clean in here, so it's a socks up on the foot pegs kind of day. Oh, and then randomness that annoys the hell out of me. Let's see if I can zoom in on it over there. So on my pivot, oh, we're gonna focus on the dirt on the window. Fine. On the pivot, right, kind of in that area. You see that stream of water coming straight down? Yeah, that's another sprinkler hose that's missing. This is year 4 with that pivot. Every year, minimum of 10 hoses. I believe that one is number 3 on the year. It's gonna be a long summer. Crappy hay is gonna make for a long summer too. Up here, it's not so good. Back down yonders, it's really good. Up here, not so much. Why is this thing so loud, banging and clanging? The wind coming off that storm must be brutal over near it. I was just talking to somebody, the dry land that's blowing got 2.5 inches of rain, and it's still blowing. So I got thinking, talk about swathers. Why are we running a green swather? So since I was a kid, we've always been Hesston. I learned on an old 8400, stayed with Hesston for years and years. When I was in high school, we traded a pair of Hestons for a pair of Deere sickle machines. That was the last time we ran 2 swathers, because when we got rid of those Deere sickles, we went to the Massey Hesston disc cutter. And since then, with chopping, I don't know haying, but with chopping, I've cut behind several generations of Hesston, Deere, Case, New Holland, an occasional MacDon. The Hesston Swather can run all them other brands into the dirt. It's not even comparable. So I know that brings up some questions. Well, if Hesston's so badass, why in the hell are you running a Deere? And that goes back to the whole mess we've had in equipment since COVID. So COVID just threw everything off. When we needed to trade our last Hesston, or Massey, sorry, I keep saying Hesston because it's the Hesston series. When we needed to trade it off, we walked into the dealership and was told if we ordered it right there in November, we might have it by July. We go, well, this thing's wore out. We'd have to put several $1,000s into it to make it run. And I go, well, that's the best we can do. I know of 2 different guys that ordered them in September and were told they would have April to early May deliveries. Both of them showed up mid-June, so they had a month and a half when you consider silage plus haying that they had to run their old machines because that's how delayed they were. So we knew we had to start looking at other brands. Case, New Holland, there's just no dealer support in the area, and Swathers have a lot of upkeep. You know, you're constantly wearing through all them different wear parts in that header. So no dealer support within an hour and a half. That kind of put them out of the question. So our next thought went to Deere. Now, we had spent years in the chopping running behind the R series Swathers. Just a complete piece of junk in my opinion. They stripped everything so bad they just could not get it right. But they had come out with this newer W series, and we had chopped behind a couple of them, and we had seen they fixed something because all of a sudden it functioned a whole lot better. So we got talking to the Deere salesman, and he told us, he goes, hey, I got this random W235 we weren't expecting to get, and according to the bosses, this is the last unsold machine we are going to have for probably the next year, because everything else now is back ordered. They weren't really sure how they got this one. So I go, well, hell, we'll take it. Told the Massey dealership, if one randomly comes up, let us know, because we still might trade before we even run this green one. Well, no Massey came up, and in fact, last year Massey just went to a whole new model, and I know of 3 of the brand new machines running kind of right in my direct vicinity. 2 of them shelled out the hydraulic motor on the header within 5 hours. Just completely shelled it out, grenaded them out. And Massey had a massive problem last year with no fix in that short term. They've got it straightened out now. I've been around them. They're great machines. But last year, it became the biggest saving grace for us that we went with the green machine over the red ones because of how much trouble they were having with them. So now, after being around both machines, I'll say this. Massey's header is miles ahead of Deere's. Miles. So Deere's, just one drive motor on that side, nothing on this side. Massey has a second motor on this side, so you have more power in that header. Deere has both headers have a lot of questionable stuff where you go, is this really the best we can come up with? Massey's has these little belts that you just constantly burn off. Deere, we joke, everything inside this left-hand door over here is all stuff they robbed off of lawnmowers to put it together. It's pulleys and springs, and the one belt is literally a lawnmower belt. So Massey's header, vastly superior to Deere's. The machine, I'll take the Deere over a Massey any day. We're cutting the big windrows here. So I had a sprinkler track there, so I had to shift over. You always wind up with these short little rows. But Deere, so here's what I love about Deere. Let me zoom this out. Simplicity. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Deere's GPS, you cannot beat it. And AGCO uses TopCon. That is, we, in the last 5 years, had maybe one summer, which we got the AGCO GPS to function properly. And we had them out, I don't know how many times to work on it. They never could get them functioning from machine to machine. It wasn't just one, it was every machine. You get your line made, make one pass, turn around, and you'd either be leaving 3 foot or overlapping to where your header's almost touching the road. You had to reshift your line for every pass, and it drove me absolutely nuts. And I was barely in the machine. But then you also have AGCO controls. And if you've watched this channel for a long time, you know we used to have a little AGCO tractor, like a 7620 or something like that. It was a great tractor, but it was so overly complicated. Most of the guys could not run any of the basic functions in that monitor, or outside of just running the hydraulics and putting it in gear. I struggled with it, and I can do Deeres all day long. None of us could ever wrap our brain around it. And it might have been before I started the YouTube channel. It might have just been when I was just doing Facebook stuff. We demoed a 1050 Challenger years ago. Salesman came out, showed me everything on it, the startup procedure, all this and that, and I just laughed and I go, watch this. And we grabbed guys out of the shop and I go, I'll give you $10 if you can start that tractor. Out of 6 people, I paid $0 because nobody could figure out how to start it, let alone, once we showed them how to start it, how to run it. But for some reason, they just make everything in that control system so overly complicated, and I don't know why. I don't understand why you can't just stick with the simplicity of it, of like Deere and Case, versus all the different gadgets they put into theirs. But, you know, to each their own. I know there's guys out there that love it. I just thought it was needlessly complicated. The biggest problem I have with this Swather, control-wise, A, the steering. It is so sensitive. And B, the hydrostat can be so jerky. And it's weird because it is a true mechanical hydrostat. Cable going down, pulling on the pump. So most everything has gone to what they call fly-by-wire. It's all electric. There's not actual cables moving around, pushing and pulling on things. I would have thought the old mechanical style would be smoother, but man, this thing is rough. And you will spin donuts in this so easy if you don't run it regularly. We've seen it happen. Another deal, I don't know what in the world is clanging when I'm in thinner hay. I get in the thick stuff, it's quiet. I lift it up to turn around, it's quiet. So I don't know if it's just the conditioners tapping each other. I don't know. But we also got a thunderstorm starting to form to the west. So that makes sense, a 10% chance of rain, and the day we start swathing good, clean dairy hay, it's gonna rain. But 40 acres. It's got a few spots of weeds like that where, yeah, you'll have a couple of bales in the field get kicked out because they won't be the quality you need. But whatever. I'm gonna keep going back and forth until Mother Nature tells me I'm done, I guess. That's enough of me babbling about the swathers. Let's get to the cool part. Let's see some drone footage, some action shots. Here we go. There's no way they notice. Red, green, it's all the same. Nobody noticed. What do you mean they're back? Okay. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Cool stuff, huh? All right, we just got a little bit left. Try and clean up. Yeah, that's all junk, but we got we got a decent strip through there. See if we can't get it done before the rain gets here. Because, well, we got the rest of it done. We might as well finish the field now. Okay, run away, run away, run away, run away. It's a 4-mile drag race. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Okay, so things kind of ended a little hectic there. So I got to the shed just as the first wall of rain hit. Hauled ass home to put the dogs in because all of a sudden I remembered, oh yeah, I'm like, bachelor in it this week, bachelor, you know what I mean. Wife, kids, they're all gone. So I had to come put the dogs in, which I almost forgot about the poor guys. Luckily, I got them in right as the rain was starting. Rain lasted 5 minutes and it was over. So I said, well, screw it. Let's run to town real quick and get some dinner. So here I am back from town, working on YouTube things, watching a little Top Gun. 1286. Guys, I cannot thank you enough. I don't know what's going on. This page is jumping quite significantly compared to what it had been. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is a lot of fun. I've got like 5 videos I'm working on now. I'm so far behind. But yeah, things are just going to keep getting busier and busier here for the next couple weeks in real life and month or so for you guys on the YouTube. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to crank up the volume on the TV, work on some things here, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.